What is up, everyone? Michael Damon back with you with the latest episode of Starbeam.one, Stand Up and Shine. And Shill. We also shill here from time to time. This is a series I put together to keep not only you, but me up to date. I actually watch these, listen to these, kind of listen to myself talk, and it's kind of interesting to make sure that I'm talking in a way that I approve of, sort of thing. Not just from the sense of the project itself, but also just kind of like self-talk sort of thing, you know? So it's an update for you, but it's also an update for me. And this series is based off of agile methodologies with the stand-ups, and it's an update, a status update to let you know what I've been working on, what I'm going to be working on, and any sort of friction points that I'm encountering. And it turns out so much more after I've added on a few things. So let's begin. All right, program notes is kind of one of those additions. Back on track here, mostly getting things back in order. We had a little problem with our filming for a while, and that's been taken care of. And I've just been getting back on schedule with coding, trying to, and marketing. And that's just been a huge challenge for me to learn that and be consistent with that. So marketing, and then I'm doing support as well, any support issues. But just wanted to let everyone know I'm back here. It feels like I'm back on track mostly. And happy Thanksgiving, right? So this is a break here that we're going to be taking here for this next couple of days. And just wanted to wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I've got one of my favorite Detroit Lions shirts. I have a lot of them. I wear them a lot on this program, actually. And, this is kind of our time of year. And we've got just such a really tough team we're going to be playing up against, a Super Bowl contender sort of thing, right? And we're on a 3-game winning streak, and that's just really amazing as well. So it's just one of those things. It's like, can we do one more? Just one more, sort of thing. And really excited about it, and just very happy for the Lions. Of course, have just been losing for longer than I wish to admit. But hope everyone out there has a happy Thanksgiving, and we can continue along here. Dashboard. Okay, this is the statistics of the site right now. This is you can see the dashboard. You can get to the dashboard at any time by going up to the site and just clicking that hamburger menu item, clicking dashboard, and it'll take you to the statistics here. And this has all of the pertinent statistics of the website. We're doing pretty good with traffic right now. A lot of activity, what I would consider a lot of activity, or just on the higher end. Maybe not a lot, but on the higher end of the activity that I would prefer. And 47 right now. So we're looking at like 50 to 60 connections per day, SignalR connections, that's what that is. And our accounts, we've been kind of growing with our user account. We're at 56 right now, and you can see a breakdown there of all the identities providers that we're using. We've got a few Coinbase in there, and we got a few Discord, but mostly we got Google and Twitter are the primary accounts identities that we have here. And then we're getting like anywhere from 5 to 8, I would say, issuances per day. And, we changed the production right now to where it's 1 license per issuance, and artists have to, it's a daily issuance, and artists have to prove that they can sell that 1 license before they get promoted to 2 licenses. And we're still on that 1 license. So we got artists, and now we're looking for collectors to purchase those licenses from the artists. And that's what we're doing right now. And we got 5 or 6, up to 8, between 5 and 8 issuances per day that we're producing. For a total, we're getting up close to a magic number there at 664. So 2 more, we reach a special number there, but we're not there as of recording. So I think we dodged the bullet there. But we got a lot of licenses that have been issued, and as we'll see, we have sales here. This is kind of next major statistic, and half of them have been sold. So we've got 3 sales today. And we're averaging about $1 a day right now with sales, and a little bit under. It kind of fluctuates right now. Like I said, we're really trying to onboard collectors, but that seems to be what we're doing. And I'm happy with that. Again, it's more than $1 more a day than I was 6 months ago when I started this. So or made it public, I guess. And so just continuing on here. We've got all of our statistics on the network value, and our transaction balance is 0. That's, I always mention every episode, that's a kind of a source of stress for me, that I should check that before I actually check it while during recording, and that is 0. So that's exactly as I'd expect. And I kind of want to jump back here to our front page, because you can see the number of sales that we have, and we have reached 300 sales. So that is an accomplishment, and we are growing towards $100 here of total sales volume of all time. So just, this is all organic, right? There have been absolutely no advertising, no marketing. It's all been organic, and we've managed to do it with just that a little amount of activity, and I'm very happy with it. And the amount of errors that we've encountered have been very low, and it's starting to build confidence in the system, and I am just beyond happy with it. So we can move on to the next slide here. Okay, so what did I do? I'm, still onboarding artists and collectors, and all the features that I've been working on have been artist-centric and artist-focused. Got the, so we went through a time where we were onboarding, like, I felt like an artist a day, and all these, like, little issues started popping up. Like, number one, there wasn't a lot of documentation that was out there to help artists onboard, and there were all these, just little errors, little exceptions that were occurring, or maybe they were just missing a process, like they didn't apply a cover, and there was no easy way of getting a cover back on, and now that's fixed, and now you can do a cover. We've got storefront cover. In case you didn't apply a cover, you can apply one after the fact. We didn't have that before. And then now, in case you make a really major mistake, you can do recalls. And so if you publish something, you can recall that back, and it basically just destroys that issuance and allows you to recreate a new one with the same information. So that really a lot of time-saving features that are there now, and it's still artist-centric, and we'll get more into that in the next slide here. All right, so what am I doing now? And this is kind of like the final thing of artist, and just been really increasing the quality around the artist onboarding and making sure that artists have quick starts now. So our documentation is updated so that you can have a quick start. I just point artists there and they're like, hey, here you go, check it out. Make sure if you run any problems, let me know. But we've already onboarded one artist. Had not met them previously, and they were on Twitter, and they saw, and they signed up with no problem, and it worked perfectly. They had a cover and everything, and that's just really great. This is sort of the small victories, although it's kind of a major victory, really, when you think about it. Just onboarding an artist without any assistance or help or anything like that, or having to open a support ticket, that's just a major win in my book. And so with this final task that we have here, I've got this highlighted. It's the purchase acknowledgments, and this is, really wanting to make it easy for artists to thank people that purchase from them. And so that's what we're doing now. Right now, I'm going through every single, for better or for worse, with every single purchase that occurs in the system, I'm going back to the purchaser because I can see who purchased what, and I just thank them, and really, getting back to Thanksgiving and whatnot, just very thankful for all of their purchases and, all of their involvement and their support, right? They're making the system work, and they're proving the system works, and it's building confidence in the system and all those things, right? And I'm just very appreciative of it. And even if it's kind of I don't think they're getting annoyed with it, but I kind of worry about it, and with each and every purchase, just thank you, and I'll still do it. And we probably have a few more days left of that, and then I'm just going to pass the baton off to our artists who will do that for me. And so that's the next major story here. And then moving on from there, the other thing is publishing streams, right? So right now, what we've kind of pivoted to is this daily publishing stream where an AI artist, specifically, this is why we're doing it daily, you can make art daily with AI, and we're publishing that per day, and that's 25 cents per license. And so we've got a system built in place to where you have to prove you can sell that one license, and then you graduate to the next license. So you have 2 licenses that you're allowed to sell per day. And so this should provide a very organic way of selling products in this daily fashion, right? And you kind of organically grow into revenue using this model, and there from there it kind of, there are some points of friction that we've encountered. And what if I don't want to do a daily art, and what if I want to sell more like what you see now with NFTs, or just with me personally, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do daily art. Very first thing I thought of was daily art with generated AI art. It's called generated art now, or generative art, as I'm also hearing. I call it AI. I kind of prefer AI. I don't know. I'm kind of drawn to the evil mystique of it. But generative also works as well, because that's what it does. Computer generated as well. Getting that daily art there, but also, I'm doing traditional art too, and that takes a while, and it takes a long time for me, a week, 10 days, and then I'll have something ready that 25 cents for that maybe doesn't quite jive. And, I'm speaking with other NFT artists or artists that do NFTs. It doesn't quite jive with them, but, kind of interesting though, is that they are kind of, they, at first they're not like 25 cents doesn't make any sense to me. But they start thinking about it as like, wait, maybe you might have something there. We're going to try it out. So that's that's also awesome as well, to have that, engagement, and having people wanting to try things out to see what works. It's a startup. That's what we're all about, is seeing what works, and having, getting back to the streams, having one stream that is daily, 25 cents per day, and then having this other stream is like a premium stream that allows you to sell $10 worth of product. And again, you have to prove that you can sell that $10 worth of product, and then you get more. And so that's kind of the model that we're taking. And this is free, by the way. And we want to get to the point where you can actually buy that. You can buy more capacity, is what we're calling it, capacity to buy and to produce and to sell more product out there. So if you have $10 worth of product that you can sell, well, if you want to, have $15 or $20, well, you get to buy that capacity so you can sell that. So that's kind of what we're working with. And again, just start up trying to see what works and what feels right. And so that's what we're working for, is those streams. Long story short there. And then finally, kind of wrapping this out is, subscriptions. And so there's this, we talk about 25 cents a day. Well, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's also, you have to look at it from a month, right? And so it's 25 cents per day for a month, and that's $5 a month. And that's what a typical Patreon or Ko-Fi subscription charges, is $5 a month. And we want to make it so that you can configure that. So maybe not $5 a month. Well, how about $10 a month? And again, that might be something you have to pay for. We're going to figure that out and allow that. And so, 25 cents a day. The major problem right now is that 25 cents a day, it sounds great. It's a different way of getting revenue, but you have to have the collector return back to the site each and every day and purchase that 25 cents license from you every day. And that's, some collectors are very motivated. They're all about that. There's not a problem with them. But others, they're not so motivated. And it would be a lot easier if we just made it so that you subscribe to it like a typical subscription model, and just say, okay, I want to purchase anywhere from $5 to $10 per month from this artist. And if they produce that much, purchase it. But if they go outside of that, then let me know, and then I can make a decision from there, sort of thing. And so that's what we're looking at doing, is getting these subscriptions. And I think that's going to be the last major feature that will be in place for us to consider moving to the next alpha. So this is a really major story, and I'm hoping to have that done by next month. So this is really important because it's impacting our morale, sort of thing. We want to have those collectors in there and producing, revenues for these artists that are trying out this system. So it's kind of a high priority. And if I could have it done tomorrow, I would, but we're trying to get these other pieces in place. And so hopefully that answers the question, what am I doing here? Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Friction points. Now I got, a huge check mark against this Office 365 support. And after 9 months of going back and forth with this ticket, I feel like I've gotten somewhere with them. And, it's to the point now where I'm having actually clear communication. Part of it, I just don't know if it's a thing with just support channels these days, but a lot of it's outsourced, and you could tell it's outsourced just with, most of the time they get it, but there's a lot of nuance or just language detail that's missing in a lot of times, and it's really difficult to communicate. And I understand the pricing, the charge, the costs, considerations of doing this, but also support, right? And people are having problems. You want to make sure that you have one-to-one language. You want to make sure you don't have any language problems, that people are communicating in the same language, sort of thing. And so that's been a huge barrier with this ticket. But now finally I've got someone that we're talking really well, and they're doing an excellent job, and I'm feeling really good about that. So I might have said it last time, this might be the last time that I'm talking about Office 365, but this might be the last time, because I just wanted to say, last time I had a question mark, but this time I've got a check mark. Everything's feeling great. And then past that, everything else there's no other major friction point. There is an Azure problem, but I feel better about that. Like, we're to the point now where we've got that we've got it being investigated, sort of thing. So I'm okay. Before it was just like, they were just telling me there's nothing wrong, and that was just like, no, there is definitely something wrong. So there really isn't anything else, and I feel like I should be knocking on wood here. I've got a wooden desk here, so that helps out. And there's not a lot of friction points. So sorry, hide the pain Harold there at the top of the screen of the slide here. I brought Harold in because it was just such a huge hassle when I first started doing these episodes, but now, no, not so much more pain. So. Again, hoping that continues here. We can move on to the next slide here. Okay, effectiveness level. So this is kind of checking in with my teammates, which is you listening to this episode, and stakeholders. Just kind of how efficient do I feel? Efficiency is a part of it, but also effectiveness. There's an emotional quality to it. What's my morale? And I'm at a 3.5 right now because primarily I feel like I should be coding, and I'm not coding very much right now. I'm doing support and I'm doing marketing, and I'm learning both of those, and I'm getting into a groove with both of them. So I'm hoping that this will start to increase. I'm starting to feel that I'm not engaged, or tractor beamed is probably a good word for it, a good term, when I'm doing those activities, because mostly it's just been like, okay, what's going to happen next, right? Like what's going to happen with marketing, or I'm sending something out, how effective is it, and what are the results? And I'm starting not to care as much anymore. I'm happy enough to where I'm seeing the results, and and I don't really have all that high expectations of my marketing efforts here. And so, if I get like 5 likes or 10 likes, that's good enough for me. And, with Twitter, I just passed 700 followers, which is really amazing to me. And so I feel okay with that. And I'm not really trying to push things much here. Being a Detroit Lions fan, I'm counting my blessings where they fall, sort of thing. And, I feel really great about that. So I'm not really trying to push that too much, but it still takes time, and I'm still adjusting to it. And I'm still not coding as much as I feel like I should be coding. And then the other thing too, more concerning, is that when I start to code, it takes a while to kind of settle into the groove, sort of things. This is, it's a lot like football. Coding is a lot like football, I found, and there's a momentum plays a huge role into that. And so I'm just having a hard time getting into momentum right now. I'm finding it very difficult to stay focused. But, like, for instance, this purchase acknowledgements, the story, the task that I'm working on now, it took a day and a half to get back into it. And I finally started getting coding to work, or started getting coding to flow yesterday, and this morning was actually pretty decent. So, I feel like I could be a lot better, and hopefully moving forward, I will be. All right, cool. So, that's it. I don't have any demonstrations or shilling going on, and I haven't recently. I feel kind of bad about that, but it's mostly just been a focus on getting the stand-up together and just getting a status update. It's also to hear me talk and like, okay, how do I, it's also a way of gauging effectiveness, right? Like, how do I feel? Like, how do I sound? And is there anything to be concerned about, sort of thing? And I feel okay. It's things are kind of going slowly right now. So I'm doing 3 things right now. I got the support, I've got the marketing, and I've got the coding, and I'm trying to get them all manageable, right? And so it's kind of like working out. It's sort of getting a routine together and being consistent and disciplined about it. So I'm hoping it will gel, and overall I'm feeling okay. Even though I do have a 3.5 effectiveness level, I'm feeling a lot better about the project than 3.5. That's for sure. So I just wanted to thank everyone. I'm very thankful for all your support and all of the community that's building around. I'm getting a lot of traction on Twitter, I feel, and just building a community with Discord. We're 44, I believe, members on Discord right now. So, people are starting to join and, being interested in it. And it's just really amazing to me. And of course, collectors, whenever there's a purchase, it's just, it's beyond anything like a like could ever do. Even though likes are awesome, retweets are awesome, but when someone purchases a good, even if it's not mine, it's just like, yes, it's validation each and every time. And it's also a working system. It's not only validating a system, but it's proving that the system works. And to me, that's what it's all about, right? Like, I spent so much time putting this together, and it's showing that it's working, and everything's working without exception and without error. So, okay, with that, I just want to thank everyone again. Happy Thanksgiving, go Lions, and until next time, stay safe out there and stay bright. Goodbye.